today, and we'll see you next time.
A Machesney Park man will soon learn how long he'll spend behind bars following a judge finding him guilty on child pornography charges.
The mayoral ticket for the Forest City could grow by one. An area business owner suggests his interest in running for public office, saying he wants to be involved in change.
The balance of the U.S. Senate could shift following a progressive win in Michigan's Senate primary election. How the November stage looks according to experts.
Rain rolls through the state line area Wednesday. Our First Alert weather team says they won't last much longer, that rain, and we can expect drier and warming conditions later this week.
Live from Rockford, you're watching WIFR News.
A 39-year-old man from Machesney Park could spend up to 7 years in prison after being found guilty of having child pornography.
Jesse Brewer was arrested in February of last year after investigators received a tip about suspected child sexual exploitation material being stored or shared through the online file sharing service Dropbox.
Detectives reviewed the suspicious videos, which were found to include children under the age of 13. The videos were then traced to an email and username belonging to Brewer. Child pornography carries a sentence of 3 to 7 years in prison, followed by a year of mandatory supervised release. Brewer is due back in court September 18th.
An early morning crash Saturday claims the life of an 18-year-old from Rochelle. According to his obituary, Brandon Cortez died August 1st after he was hit by a vehicle. Illinois State Police troopers were called around 1:30 in the morning to Interstate 39 near milepost 98 in Rochelle. They received reports of a crash involving a pedestrian. Cortez, the person hit, died later at an area hospital.
Developing news this hour, police in Rockford were at the scene of a barricaded subject in the area of Wolverton Lane. Since then, officials with the police department tell us the situation has been resolved. That's all we know right now, but we'll share any new information as it becomes available. A second person announces a run for mayor of Rockford.
Or at least he's close to that decision. Daniel Burbank joins us outside downtown from Benny's Cleaners, where the owner tells you he wants to be a part of the change.
Yes, he does. Business owner Bob Blosser says that he's been thinking about running for mayor in 2029, but when Mayor McNamara's sudden departure was announced, he said, well, I'm going to run for the special election in 2027. So he's opening up a committee at least to explore running in 2027. But this announcement is more than a week after McNamara announced that he was stepping down. Blosser says that he loves Rockford and that it aspires for growth. In his Facebook post, he says he's seen others not native to Rockford claim to be Rockford's son, appearing to take aim at Maurice West. Last week, West posted to social media that he's Rockford's son and a product of RPS 205. Blosser says he's from here, he went to school, raised a family, opened up businesses in Rockford. He does go on to say that he has ongoing support for the arts, culture, and entrepreneurship. He does say he has respect as well for Maurice West, but just feels that he is better positioned for that job for local people to worry and focus on local government. A few hours after Blosser's post went up, an AI-generated social media post called Blosser a puppet. I asked him about that, and he kind of said with a laugh, I've never been called a puppet before. Live in downtown Rockford, I'm Daniel Burbank.
All right, politics in the air. Thank you, Daniel. And Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara's last day in office is August 31st before he eventually takes over as Illinois Municipal League's CEO. An election for mayor is expected in April of 2027.
All right, well, not much rain here across the state line this afternoon, although we did see a little bit of that light activity overnight and into the wee hours of our Wednesday morning, but certainly not amounting to a whole lot. There's a live look outside up in Roscoe this afternoon, courtesy of Mara Martin Exteriors roof cam, still showing plenty of cloud cover. And you can see we did have a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms pass from west to east across Boone and McHenry County. The heaviest of the rains are now passing through St. John John, northwest Indiana, also down toward Kankakee, but we are looking at some of these very light showers up towards, say, Dixon, western sections of DeKalb County, and then mainly down to the south and west near LaSalle. Currently sitting at 74 degrees under overcast skies, and we do have a westerly wind coming in around 9 miles per hour. And of course, those dew points are still in the mid 60s, so not overly oppressive, but you can definitely see or feel the humidity that's in the air this evening. Next few hours, again, can't rule out a couple of stray showers or maybe even a few rumbles of thunder. And then I do think we are going to be drying out after that, staying mostly cloudy overnight tonight with temperatures back in the mid 60s by early tomorrow morning. Again, we could see some patchy fog as you head out the door on your Thursday, but also tracking some of those drier skies. I'll show you that your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
Another progressive candidate wins a big Democratic primary, this time in the race for a Michigan Senate seat. Abdul El-Said's victory now sets the stage for a battle with former Republican Congressman Mike Rogers.
As CBS's Natalie Brand reports, control of the U.S. Senate is at stake.
Progressive candidate Abdul El-Said, the projected winner of Michigan's Democratic Senate primary, is calling for unity after narrowly beating moderate Congresswoman Haley Stevens.
The things that unite us are so much bigger than the things that divide us.
The former state health official's platform includes Medicare for all, but his position on issues like cutting U.S. military aid to Israel has concerned some moderates.
I'm very anxious about the socialist aspect of what Abdul and his supporters represent.
El-Said now faces Republican Mike Rogers in the general election. The former 7-term congressman has been quick to criticize El-Said's progressive policies.
This is about the heart and soul of our country. The whole country is looking at us here in Michigan. They're looking at you. And they're hoping we do everything that we can do together to make sure that we stop this in its tracks.
President Trump, who won Michigan in 2024, called El-Said's win good news for Republicans. It's one of the races that could help determine the balance of power on Capitol Hill.
It is right now rated as a toss-up among a handful of states, many of which the Democrats, if they hope to get control of Congress, either have to hang on to, like Michigan, or try to pick up from the Republicans like Maine, Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina.
And on the House side, Republicans can only afford to lose 2 seats to hang on to their majority there. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Retiring Michigan Senator Gary Peters said he knew last night's primary was going to be tight because his state is so diverse. The Democrat pointed out that Bernie Sanders won Michigan's 2016 presidential primary over Hillary Clinton.
A new director takes the helm of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The Senate confirmed Dr. Erica Schwartz Wednesday. She previously served as Deputy Surgeon General during President Trump's first term and is a retired U.S. Coast Guard officer. The doctor boasts a lengthy record of promoting the safety and efficiency of childhood vaccines.
350,000 Haitians living in the U.S. could now face deportation. A federal judge ended immunity for those in the country under temporary protected status. TPS was initially granted because of political unrest and natural disasters in Haiti. A district judge attempted to stop the Trump administration from ending it, but the Supreme Court reversed that decision in June, leading the judge to announce the order is no longer in effect.
America's largest known outbreak of a foodborne parasite spreads to more states. Missouri and Arkansas are now seeing cases of cyclosporiasis linked to iceberg lettuce from Mexico. The Washington Post reports Iowa, Nebraska, New Hampshire, and North Carolina are also involved. Monday, officials in Michigan, the hardest hit state by the outbreak, announced the first 2 deaths linked to the stomach parasite in people with underlying health conditions.
We don't actually know what went wrong on the farm where this iceberg lettuce was being grown. And so until you know that, you can't actually fix it. The recalled lettuce had use-by dates of August 3rd, so just earlier this week. So it's to be expected you're going to have weeks more of cases.
New bills are signed into law by Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker that regulate rate increases for home and auto insurance. The laws give the State Department of Insurance the ability to determine if a rate is excessive, inadequate, or unfairly discriminatory. It also prevents insurance companies from raising a consumer's premium by more than 10% without notifying them. Auto insurers must give at least 30 days notice, while home insurers must give at least 60. The laws take effect July 1st of next year.
If you're telling your customers that rate hikes are necessary, you should be able to prove why.
The Beloit community celebrates a major milestone in affordable housing as developers break ground on a 55-unit building.
Reporter Alyssa Kelly tells us why leaders expect the complex to make a big impact on the region.
Cheers ring out in Beloit as leaders dig in on what they call a much-needed project.
This project represents an opportunity for projects like this to see a meaningful site be reutilized in such a meaningful way and provide homes for future families.
Basically, it turns the former YMCA site into the Riverside Apartments.
We have a need for housing across all segments.
The 55-unit complex will serve a variety of households with limited or lower incomes.
It's a great catalyst for what's happening here in Beloit.
Created by Lutheran Social Services, this is the first development in Beloit in 15 years to receive tax credits through the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority, or WIDA.
For us to be able to play a significant role in making this happen, it makes us very happy because now people are going to have affordable housing that's safe, that's close to grocery stores, to schools, and in proximity to a park.
I think this is a great project. I think it offers a lot of opportunities for residents in Beloit to have a safe, modern home.
State Senator Mark Spreitzer is proud of the project, which he says took a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make it happen.
It's been years in the making, and it took a lot of different funding sources from the city, the county, the state to make this possible, and it's really exciting to actually see it getting built.
Reporting in Beloit, I'm Alyssa Kelly.
The project is expected to wrap up in June of 2027, with residents moving in by the start of July.
Well, still ahead on tonight's WIFR News at 6. The dorm room is packed, the car is loaded, and the college countdown is on. But AAA says there's one thing families should check before handing over the keys: the insurance mistake that could leave students uncovered.
And speaking of the back-to-school routine, it doesn't start on the first day of class. It starts at bedtime. Why doctors say building healthy sleep habits now can help kids succeed all school year long. Again, those stories tonight at 6. But still to come this half hour, loving someone through illness can drain both your heart and your bank account.
How a simple caregiving plan can protect your family's emotions and your budget.
All right, well, today limited sunshine here across the state line, but we still managed to work our way up to 81 degrees this afternoon after that overnight low of 70. Now, we are going to be tracking more warmth, especially as we go into the upcoming weekend, along with an increase in that humidity, which will lead to more showers and thunderstorms. I'll show you that, your full forecast, coming up right after the break.